I'm about to reveal something that might shock you, something that could be sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, silently strangling your leg circulation and stealing your ability to walk without pain, not your heart, your legs, the highways of blood flow that keep you mobile and independent. And after 3 decades as a vascular specialist, I've watched perfectly healthy people develop dangerous circulation problems, not from genetics, not from lifestyle choices, but from vitamins they trusted completely. These aren't experimental supplements or questionable remedies from late-night infomercials. I'm talking about the 18 vitamin bottles currently crowding your medicine cabinet, the ones costing you over $200 every single month, the ones doing absolutely nothing for your leg circulation. Here's what the vitamin industry doesn't want you to know. Only 2 vitamins actually improve blood flow to your legs. Just 2. And I'm going to tell you exactly which ones in the next few minutes, along with the precise foods that contain them, so you can throw away the rest and save a fortune starting today. But first, let me show you why this matters more than you realize. Your leg circulation isn't just about avoiding cold feet or occasional cramping. It's about maintaining your independence, your mobility, your quality of life. When blood flow to your legs deteriorates, everything changes. Walking becomes painful. Stairs become mountains. Simple activities like grocery shopping transform into exhausting ordeals. The warning signs start subtly. Maybe your feet feel cold even in warm rooms. Perhaps you notice your legs aching after standing for just a few minutes. You might see discoloration on your ankles, or notice that small cuts on your feet take weeks to heal instead of days. These aren't just minor inconveniences. They are alarm bells signaling that your leg circulation is failing. I see patients every week who've spent thousands on vitamins recommended by well-meaning friends, influencers, even other doctors. Their bathroom counters look like pharmacy stock rooms. Vitamin C for vessel strength, vitamin D for overall health, B complex for energy, magnesium for cramps, coenzyme Q10 for cellular function, fish oil for inflammation, ginkgo biloba for blood flow, horse chestnut extract for vein support, L-arginine for nitric oxide production. The list goes on, and their leg circulation is still terrible, still deteriorating, still causing pain with every step. Because here's the brutal truth that took me years of clinical practice to fully understand. Most vitamins have zero measurable impact on leg circulation. Zero. The research simply doesn't support what the supplement industry claims. They might benefit other aspects of your health, but for the specific problem of blood flow to your extremities, you're pouring money down the drain. I've reviewed over 300 clinical studies on vitamins and circulation. I've measured blood flow velocity in thousands of patients taking various supplements. I've tracked outcomes over decades, and the data is crystal clear. Of all the vitamins and supplements marketed for circulation, only 2 produce consistent measurable improvements in arterial function and blood flow to the legs. After analyzing hundreds of studies and treating thousands of patients, I've identified exactly 2 vitamins that demonstrably improve leg circulation through specific, measurable mechanisms. Not theoretical benefits, not hopeful assumptions, actual physiological changes that restore blood flow. The first is vitamin K2, not K1, which you'll find in leafy greens and which helps with blood clotting. I'm talking specifically about K2, the form that performs a completely different function in your body. Here's what K2 does that changes everything for leg circulation. Inside your arteries right now, calcium is accumulating. Not the healthy calcium in your bones where it belongs. I'm talking about calcium deposits forming along your arterial walls, particularly in your legs. These deposits act like concrete, hardening your blood vessels and narrowing the passages where blood needs to flow. This process is called arterial calcification, and it's happening in your legs whether you feel it or not. Every year, more calcium builds up. Every year, your arteries become stiffer and narrower. Every year, less blood reaches your feet and calves. Most people assume calcium only goes to bones. They take calcium supplements thinking they're strengthening their skeleton. But without adequate K2, that supplemental calcium doesn't go to your bones. It deposits in your arteries instead, literally turning your blood vessels into rigid pipes that can barely transport blood. I've seen ultrasound images showing arterial calcification so severe that the vessels look like they've been injected with concrete. These same patients are taking calcium supplements daily, completely unaware they're accelerating their own vascular deterioration. Vitamin K2 is the only nutrient that reverses this process. It activates a protein called matrix GLA protein, which literally pulls calcium out of your arterial walls and redirects it back to your bones, where it strengthens your skeleton instead of strangling your circulation. Think of K2 as the cleanup crew for your blood vessels. While other vitamins sit uselessly in your system, K2 actively removes the concrete-like deposits choking your leg arteries. Studies show that adequate K2 intake can reduce arterial calcification by up to 47% within months. The Rotterdam study, which followed over 4,000 people for 7 years, found that those with the highest K2 intake had 62% less arterial calcification and 57% lower risk of dying from vascular disease compared to those with the lowest intake. This wasn't a small effect. This was the difference between mobile independence and wheelchair confinement. But here's where most people go wrong. They run out and buy K2 supplements without understanding the critical difference between supplement forms and food sources. Synthetic K2 from pills provides minimal bioavailability. Your body struggles to absorb and utilize it effectively. The K2 your body actually recognizes and uses comes from specific fermented foods. Natto, a traditional Japanese fermented soybean dish, contains more bioavailable K2 than any supplement on earth. Just 1 tablespoon daily provides enough K2 to begin reversing years of arterial calcification. If natto seems too exotic or unpalatable, fermented cheeses like Gouda and Brie contain substantial K2. The fermentation process creates K2 that wasn't present in the original milk. Aged cheeses have higher concentrations than fresh cheeses. Egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens provide significant amounts. Grass-fed butter and certain organ meats offer concentrated sources. Notice what I'm not saying. I'm not telling you to buy expensive K2 supplements. I'm telling you to eat real food that your ancestors consumed for millennia. Foods that naturally contain the exact form of K2 your body evolved to utilize. The second and only other vitamin that demonstrably improves leg circulation is vitamin E. But again, not the synthetic alpha tocopherol found in most supplements. I'm talking about the complete complex of 8 different tocopherols and tocotrienols that exist together in whole foods. Vitamin E protects your blood vessels through a mechanism completely different from K2. While K2 removes calcification, vitamin E prevents oxidative damage to the delicate endothelial cells lining your arteries. Your endothelium is a single cell-thick layer coating the inside of every blood vessel. When this layer becomes damaged by oxidative stress, inflammation follows. The vessels become sticky, attracting plaques and clots. Blood flow slows. Circulation deteriorates. Think of your endothelium as the non-stick coating in a pan. When that coating is intact, blood flows smoothly. When it's damaged, everything starts sticking. Cholesterol particles adhere to the damaged areas. Inflammatory cells accumulate. Clots begin forming. The vessel narrows and blood flow drops. Natural vitamin E acts as an antioxidant shield, protecting these critical cells from the constant oxidative assault they face from normal metabolism, environmental toxins, and dietary inflammation. Studies demonstrate that adequate natural vitamin E intake reduces endothelial dysfunction by 62%. But synthetic vitamin E supplements contain only one form of tocopherol, usually alpha tocopherol isolated in a laboratory. Your body needs all 8 forms working synergistically. Taking isolated alpha tocopherol actually depletes your body's stores of the other 7 forms, potentially worsening circulation rather than improving it. Multiple large studies have shown that synthetic vitamin E supplements provide no cardiovascular benefit and may even increase risks. The SELECT trial, involving over 35,000 men, found that isolated alpha tocopherol supplementation increased prostate cancer risk. The HOPE trial showed no benefit for cardiovascular outcomes from synthetic vitamin E, yet whole food sources of complete vitamin E consistently show profound benefits. This isn't coincidence. This is your body recognizing and utilizing real nutrition while rejecting synthetic imitations. Real food sources of complete vitamin E include sunflower seeds, almonds, hazelnuts, and wheat germ. Cold-pressed oils from these sources concentrate the vitamin further. Just 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds seeds daily provides the full spectrum of vitamin E compounds your endothelium needs for optimal protection. Now let me address what you're probably thinking. What about all those other vitamins and supplements marketed for circulation? What about the horse chestnut extract, the ginkgo biloba, the cayenne capsules, the arginine powder? Here's my professional assessment after 3 decades treating vascular disease. These supplements fall into 3 categories. The first category provides theoretical benefits based on preliminary research that larger studies failed to confirm. The mechanisms sound plausible in theory, but don't produce measurable improvements in actual patients. L-arginine is a perfect example. The theory sounds compelling. Arginine converts to nitric oxide, which dilates blood vessels. Therefore, arginine supplements should improve circulation, except when researchers tested this in rigorous trials, the benefits disappeared. Your body tightly regulates nitric oxide production, and flooding it with arginine doesn't override those controls. The second category offers benefits for other health conditions, but does nothing specific for leg circulation. Vitamin D might support immune function, magnesium might help muscle relaxation, but neither demonstrably improves blood flow to your extremities through direct vascular mechanisms. The third category is pure marketing fiction. Supplements sold with circulation claims based on zero credible research, preying on desperate people willing to try anything to relieve their leg pain. The vitamin industry generates over $50 billion annually in the United States alone. They have massive incentive to keep you buying bottles full of pills you don't need. They fund studies designed to show marginal benefits. They pay influencers to promote products. They create elaborate marketing narratives about comprehensive wellness requiring dozens of different supplements. And meanwhile, your leg circulation continues deteriorating while your wallet gets lighter. I want you to perform a simple audit right now. Go to wherever you store your vitamins and supplements. Line them all up on your counter. Add up what you spend monthly on each bottle. For most people, this total exceeds $200 per month, over $2,000 annually. Now keep only the K2-rich foods and natural vitamin E sources I mentioned. Everything else related to circulation claims, you can stop buying it today. Does this mean you should throw away every other supplement you own? Not necessarily. Some vitamins address legitimate deficiencies for specific health conditions. Vitamin D for people with documented deficiency, B12 for certain absorption issues, folate for pregnancy, but those are targeted interventions for specific problems, not